Chutney and Doubles. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast of The Ordinary Maverick. This is Ajay, your host, an ordinary maverick, sharing real life thoughts and experiences and maverick tips. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please do so, and you will not miss another episode. The word chutney immediately brings to mind a kind of sauce, something sweet, something tangy, or savory. It's a popular accompaniment to food. The word comes from eastern India and chutney is generally made from a variety of fruits and or vegetables. Most often it contains a lot of fresh ingredients like fresh green peppers or coriander or mint leaves, etc. etc. I love chutney, all types actually, but some of my favorites are the mint chutney and the tamarind chutney. In fact, I am known to make a mean mint chutney. It's a killer one and everyone loves it. But there are many other chutneys that are made and are so inextricably linked to some foods. One has the coconut chutney, the onion chutney, the tomato chutney, and then, of course, the mango chutney. The list, kind of seems endless. Often, folks in the family or friends circle get famous for a particular chutney, and one sort of waits to taste the mint chutney in their house or the coconut chutney. I remember this family friend of ours that made some amazing onion chutney, and it was the number one demand whenever we went over to their place for a meal. But then I came across another kind of chutney. It was during the time we lived in the Caribbean some years back. Well, actually, almost, 2 decades back. Time does fly, right? And it's there that I came across music that was called, yes, you guessed it right, chutney. I still remember when I first heard it. It had a distinct beat, and the lyrics were not quite like we hear in our Indian songs, but sounded familiar. Very intriguing, but it was peppy and energetic, and I loved it. Let me share some more about chutney music. It's a fusion genre of Indian folk music, specifically Bhojpuri folk music with local Caribbean calypso and soca music and later Bollywood music. This genre started in Trinidad and Tobago and is popular in many countries including Guyana, Suriname, Jamaica, and other parts of the Caribbean, and Fiji, Mauritius, and South Africa. It gained popularity in the 1980s, created by Indo-Caribbean people whose ancestors were from the Hindi belt in India. They were taken as indentured laborers by the British to work on sugar plantations. There's a long history of evolution of chutney music, initially as religious songs and then moving to wedding songs. But all along, it was distinctive, unique in its composition and style. The lyrics are either in Caribbean Hindustani or English, and then the beats are taken from the Indian dholak mixed with soca beats. Dholak is a popular Indian instrument with typical sounds. Most chutney songs are simple and speak about life and love and or food and drink. The genre united people and everybody felt connected to this mixed music. Over the years, chutney music has also grown and fused with other genres and have new instruments blending and creating a new style, be it the raga chutney, chutney bhangra, chutney hip hop, or chutney soca. The soca element brings in more use of the keyboards, the drum machines, and other electronic instruments. Speaking about chutney music and our time in the Caribbean brings back another memory, the Trini Doubles. Doubles is a very popular, satisfying fast food and hugely loved street food in Trinidad. If I try and describe it, it's a kind of sloppy sandwich which has two soft flatbreads filled with chickpeas or chana, cooked in a kind of a curry style. But what makes this unique are the accompaniments in the doubles. There's a mango chutney and a cucumber one too, plus some pepper sauce and a garlic coriander pepper chutney, and then kuchela, which is a spicy green mango chutney. So it's like a fantastic fusion, sweet, savory, tangy, spicy all at once, and can be addictive. I remember our time in Trinidad at a friend's place, and they insisted that we must have this famous and typical Trini breakfast. We wondered what the fuss is all about. but went along with a friend's recommendation and had the doubles. They got it from a nearby place that they claimed had the best doubles. Later, we learned that everyone had their own special doubles outlet and totally vouched that this was the best doubles in all of Trinidad. Like your own local doubles go to spot. The flatbread that kind of makes the sandwich at both ends is called a bara. And it just has to have the right texture and thickness. That's what makes the difference. And then the chickpeas, of course, they need to be tender but not too dry. And all the condiments, the chutneys, that's what makes you want to eat not just one doubles, but maybe, four at one go. Wondering where the name doubles came from? Well, it seems that it all started when people requested for vendors to double up the bara to form a sandwich, and then the word doubles just got more and more popular. The use of the word bara to describe the flatbreads is also interesting. Earlier, the bara was made from ground urad dal, one of the varieties of lentils, and later on adapted to used wheat flour. The bara is a word that is also used in India for dumplings made out of urad dal or kind of a lentil. Perhaps that's where the word initially came from. Chutneys show us how the right blend and mix can create magic, be it in the kitchen or in music. It's all about adapting and the spirit of experimentation. Isn't that just like a maverick? I mean, look at the doubles. It illustrates a story of perseverance, of creativity and strength, and of nostalgia. People who left their homes and traveled far away for various reasons adapted and drew from their origins to create something new. That's what life is all about. We take in our experiences and create magic. We adapt, we mix and match, and the beauty and success in all this adaptation and experimentation is how we do it. Life is never going to be simple, let's face it. But if one can take something from each experience and then merge it with others, adapting to what's in the present, you may just end up creating something as memorable as the Trini doubles, or like chutney music, or just like chutneys, period. Speaking of adaptability, it's one of those life skills that lends itself to becoming life ready. I have spoken about the concept of life readiness in an earlier podcast, and being adaptable is a core skill. One will never get everything everywhere. That's just the reality of life. And you know what? As we relocated across continents and cities over the years, I observed our two pet dogs, who incidentally also relocated with us. Yes, they are well traveled, but what was most striking is seeing how they adapted to the new place. What was most important to them was being with us. As far as they were concerned, once that was sorted, everything else paled in its importance. Just taking from this, we need to do the same. Identify what's most important for us, and then as long as we have that, it could be our core family, it could be our core passion or belief, but holding that dear, everything else should become secondary. It makes adaptability easier. Think about it. Chutney music was created in nostalgia, but it was adapted to suit the current reality, and what emerged was beautiful and one of a kind. On a different and funny note, I have to say that some things are not that easy to adapt. For example, I recall the first time I was faced with filling petrol in my car, or gas as it's called in many countries, and there was no attendant at the gas station. Now, I was used to just driving my car up and someone else doing all the filling, etc. etc. Here, I had to figure out using the pump myself, plus pay, etc. I was at a loss, and this is not something that is taught to you. I remember requesting another guy who was filling gas in an adjacent line at the station to help me out. Yes, I did need to ask for help. It was the one time. Then after that, I figured it out and was fine. Now I just do it in auto mode. See, that's another important thing. Know when to ask for help. No embarrassment or hesitation. Just move forward, and that will help in the adaptation, in the perseverance, and in keeping things going. Fellow Mavericks, if you haven't listened to chutney music yet, do so. And keep enjoying your favorite chutneys wherever you are. And of course, if you get a chance, try the Trini doubles. I can bet you will not stop at one double. And there's no reason to do so. Life is short, so enjoy it to the fullest. Do keep writing your comments and sharing your feedback via our Instagram at The Ordinary Maverick or through our hashtag The Ordinary Maverick. I love hearing from you. This is Ajay signing off and wishing you have an amazing day, a super amazing year. Keep well, stay safe. Credits. This podcast series was put together as a team effort from the Bhardwaj family. Concept, design, title, researchers and reviewers Ajay, Sanjana, Avantika and Niharika Bhardwaj. Script, Sanjana. Cover design, Niharika. All rights reserved.